Well, Syrah Resources shares were on a mini tear yesterday after the company completed its largest graphite facility expansion in Louisiana in the United States. The move makes the company the first natural graphite producer outside of China, or at least puts it on the road to that. Let's tell us all about it. Shaun Verner joins us now from Syrah Resources, MD of the company. So yeah, talk to us about this major milestone that you've achieved at this production facility in the US.
Thanks very much, and nice to be with you this morning. So we have released the feasibility study for the expansion of our natural graphite active anode material facility in the US. We have an existing facility in Vidalia in Louisiana that complements our investment in the Balama natural graphite mine in Mozambique, the world's largest natural graphite mine and processing facility. And what we're seeking to do in the expansion of the Vidalia facility in Louisiana is create the first integrated natural graphite active anode material facility that doesn't rely on Chinese supply of input materials. And in a world where natural graphite is becoming increasingly important to the battery supply chain and the expansion of that supply chain in Europe and the US, we see this feasibility study completion as a really important step on that path.
Yeah, now I know I'm skipping over a few steps to get you to this point, but does this clearly put you on the path to offtake agreements with some of those battery manufacturers that are located in the United States? I mean, what is it about the geography? What is it about this production facility that makes Syrah, more likely to be selling into some of those big names?
Yeah, absolutely. The interaction process with potential customers is a long process for active anode material as one of the key inputs into lithium-ion batteries. And it comprises testing of material, test product. It comprises ensuring that you are cost competitive, and it comprises ensuring that you can build and scale in a commercial manner. And this feasibility study is integral to that third step. We've been in the process over the last 2 years in the work that we're already doing at the facility in Vidalia, producing purified spherical graphite. We have been mixing and coating that material and producing a toll processed finished product. And we are working through the testing and qualification steps around that. This release of the feasibility study is a critical piece in interaction with automakers and cell manufacturers around the potential for offtakes. And we're absolutely thrilled with the progress that we've made so far to get to this point. And we see the feasibility study in conjunction with the testing processes that we have underway as key steps to those offtake agreements. And an ultimate investment decision for this facility, the commercial expansion of this facility, will be contingent on ensuring that we have the right customer support and offtake arrangements in place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Shaun, the market likewise pretty excited by all of this news. Shares just been on a tear in recent times. I was hoping though you could give us a bit of a sense of the timeline though before we start seeing some cash generating out of this enterprise. Is that still a couple of years away?
Certainly the expansion to a commercial scale in the US is something that will take around 2 to 2.5 years. There are a series of steps that we'll go through, and as I said, a contingent step around that is securing offtake agreements to underpin that investment decision. We have about 8 months of detailed design that we need to do and around an 18-month construction timeline following that. So yes, 2 to 2.5 years away, subject to getting those offtake arrangements in place.
Yeah, Shaun, and just in regard to that, can you give us a bit of a picture of the company's cash burn rate, cash reserves, and just how you're sort of transitioning through to that point in time? Yeah,
sure. So we finished the third quarter with $44 million in cash. We obviously have the Balama Mozambique operation on temporary suspension of operations at the moment, which has been an outcome of the COVID-19 restrictions and the inability to move people in and out of the operation. But the market conditions through the first half of the year were also a factor in that position. So we have seen a real really positive improvement in electric vehicle sales, in anode material production, and we're starting to see that feed through to the natural graphite market. So in conjunction with removal of restrictions around movement of people in COVID-19, we see that the market conditions are getting closer to a restart decision being supported for Balama. In the meantime, we're being extremely prudent with our cash management and keeping a very, very close eye on cash outflow, and we've reduced the outflow to around $10 million a quarter, and we're doing as much work as we can to continue to reduce that cash outflow. So, certainly something we have to watch very carefully, but at the same time working through the funding options available to us for Vidalia and for the restart of Balama.
Yeah, so I guess that's key as well, to get the financing in place, and getting those big names sort of in line with what you're producing will go a long way to do that. I'm curious, if the EV market takes off as expected, the battery market takes off as expected, can this plant be expanded on further? I mean, do you have optionality into the future there?
Yeah, absolutely. And the Balama upstream natural graphite mine operated obviously through 2018, 2019, and we have only operated that at 50% capacity to date, and already put over 150,000 tonnes a year into a market of around 800,000 tonnes. We've been quite prudent with the feasibility study sizing for the plant in Louisiana. We've put out a case for a 10,000 tonne anode facility per annum and a 40,000 tonne anode facility per annum. But we expect the natural graphite anode material market to grow by a factor of 10 over the next decade, and the natural graphite market supporting that from a mining perspective, needing to triple through that period. So both Balama has expansion capability, and certainly we see a path to expansion of capacity for the Vidalia active anode material facility.
Well, Shaun, congratulations again on that impressive milestone. Hopefully we can check in with you again soon. Thanks for your time this morning.
Excellent. Thanks very much for your time.
Thank you. Joining us from Syrah Resources. And there's a look at Syrah's share price today, giving back some of the recent gains, down by about 3%.
Although let's not forget, shares were at 40 cents
yes.
not that long ago.
It's
so
all perspective, isn't it?
It is all
right?
about perspective and context.